meeting. As usual, today being a Sunday, we are here, we are gathered, and we are talking about matters health. Today I'm not in my usual abode. I'm somewhere outside doing the business, but I'll still be able to do my part. So today we are going to discuss about detoxification, how you can detoxify yourself. And it's a very timely topic, given that we've just come out of a festive season. And in the festive season, we tend to eat everything and drink everything that is not that good for our health. And then also we are coming out of a COVID-19 period. And it's a period that was full of a lot of challenges health-wise. And there are too many toxins floating around, and people are forced to take medications and that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, one needs to detoxify so that you can remove any toxins that could have been left in your body. And this is the right time for this kind of topic. And we have a lady who is going to talk to us. This is a lady that I truly respect. She's one of our legends in our company. She's been with our company for more than 20 years. She's going to give you a little bit of her story. And she knows matters wellness, matters nutrition, matters health inside out. So without further ado, I want to introduce Maggie Amulavu. Maggie, there?
Yes, Fred, I'm here.
Karibu sana, and take it away.
I think you have closed the video bit. Can you just check?
Okay, let me just check.
Hello, Fred.
Yes, I can hear you. Let me just check.
The video is not coming on your end, I think.
I've actually undone it now. Just check whether it will work this time around. Is it okay now?
On my side, no.
You can't be able to unmute yourself, your video. Because I've changed the settings. I had not allowed it, but I've allowed it now. Maggie, you're muted.
Are you able to hear me?
Now I can hear you, but you had been muted. Now
yeah, okay. I think now I'm on.
Now you're on. You're good.
Okay. Thank you so much, Fred, for that introduction. You know, sometimes if I was in a room, I'll get introduced and I'll just actually turn to the back to see if he's actually talking about me, because sometimes the words are really great and good. So good afternoon, everybody, and Happy New Year. And welcome to our session this afternoon. And I'm excited to be your presenter for the day. My name is Margaret Amulavu. Just for those who have not met me, I could just say something small about myself. I am based in Nairobi, Kenya. And before this business of health and wellness, I work for an international bank. But after working for this bank for 8.5 years, I chose to resign. And I basically chose to resign because I had a hectic job. I had young children. And I remember one day coming home and our son, who was 3 years, our firstborn, said, "Mommy these days does not come home." And I got very concerned about that. I just thought a 3-year-old thinks his mother doesn't come home. And then the second thing is that I do come from a very mixed background. My father is a Kenyan, my mother is Malawian, and I'm married to Charles, who's from the western part of Kenya. And I just thought if my in-laws had this 3-year-old saying that the mother doesn't come home, of course, a 3-year-old can't lie. And with those two reasons, I thought, you know what, I'll actually leave the bank. And so it is now 26 years, actually 27 years since I left the bank. And that is one of the best decisions I ever made. I understood at an early age that I cannot be an ex-parent, that I could put my career on hold and pick it up later. But I knew with parenting, once a parent, always for life, there is nothing like an ex-parent. You can be an ex-employee, ex-worker, ex-banker, but there is nothing like being an ex-parent. So it's just the names that change along the way. And so at an early age, I was privileged to understand that I wanted to be at home to bring up my children. I wanted them to have the values that I had, because my mom was at home until I went to school. And so I'd understood that a mother being at home was of great value. And so I did resign from the bank. And the long or short is that a year after I left the bank, a neighbor who had also worked with in the bank invited me for a meeting to come and have a look at this business. And when I came the first day, it was not for me, because I'd never done business in my life. I'd not seen people in my family do business who are those people who go to school, work hard and get a good job. And so I'd not done business in my life. So I wasn't even sure it was for me. But 25 years later, going 26, I'll forever be grateful to her that she introduced me to such a great company with great products and with great results. Because I want to tell you, I believe that I'm alive today because, of course, above all God, God, but secondly, because of the products that we'll be talking about. So that boy who was 3 years, I left 2 years after he said that. So that boy now turns 31 this year. And so I've got a firstborn who's 31, turning 31. And I've got a thirdborn who's 21. I don't have a secondborn. And I think as we go along, I'll be able to share that story. So I'm really excited to be the person talking to you about this. And I want to say that we do get toxins, and it is good for us to do what we call a detox, to clean up. You know, we clean up our houses every day, we wash clothes. We tend to be cleaning things, cleaning cups, cleaning utensils, but a few of us don't think about cleaning our bodies. And so today I want to talk to us about the importance of detox or detoxification, how often we do it, which products are involved, what even brings in the toxins, who should be able to do it, and how do we do it. So I'll just go on and I'll share my screen and I'll be able to move on from there. And I want to say that I'll share my story as we go along. And Lydia, are you able to see my screen?
Oh. Yes, your screen is. Oh, no, sorry, we can't see your screen, but you can see you.
You can see me, but not the screen. Let me just go back and see if I'm able to share. I think now you're able to see my screen.
It's opening.
I think I'm having a bit of an internet challenge, but I think we will overcome. Let me just go there. Good, I think we are good. Yeah. So we are talking about the detox program, and that is what we are talking about this afternoon. And I just want to say that I just want to give a little bit brief of our company. Our company was started by a gentleman called Jerry Brasfield, who started at the age of 1958. He's still alive and well, and he started it because he had a health challenge. He had a challenge with asthma, and he almost passed on at a young age. But through some of the products that I'll share with us today, he was able to overcome. And almost 65 years later, he's still alive because of this great and amazing product. And Your Life is the company we are talking about. And Your Life is in over 60 countries is over 60 years old and over 60 countries of the world. So we are not talking about a fly-by-night company. We're talking about something big, something major. So we are international. So should you team up with us, you'll be on an international company. And we say we are on a mission to make the world a healthier and a happier place. Now, our products are highly researched. We've got a scientific advisory board called the SAB, who do the research and quality control of our products. So our products are not only natural or organic, but they are highly researched, and they've got 100% money back guarantee because of these scientists you're seeing there. And this man you're seeing on his own, Dr. Arthur Fast, is the man who introduced oral chemotherapy into the world. But after introducing oral chemotherapy, he did realize that diet and disease are related. And so he was able to move from curative health to preventive health. And that's why you and I are here today on this very important session. And I can assure you that somebody who changed the world by just that one thing he did of oral chemotherapy that is done many years later, that is still going on, he must have been knowing what he was doing. And so those are the scientists who worked along with him to be able to form this as the scientific advisory board. Our products have got a scientific background, they're highly researched, they are nutritionists, they are pharmacists, name anyone in the medical field, and they are there. So you can be sure of the products. And I just want to define to us what a detoxification is. It's just the process of removing toxins from our bodies and unhealthy substances from the body. And how do we get these toxins into our body? First of all, from the food we eat. Some of the food we eat contains toxins, in form of preservatives. There are foods that have got preservatives so they can be able to stay for the shelf for longer. They've got colorants. I realize people these days eat things because they like the color, or you see many things with a lot of colors, which are usually chemical. And then there are additives. There are food which if you eat, you just find yourself wanting to eat on and on and on. And then there are some things that are put in certain products when they are done, the chemicals that are added, something called like nitrite that is used in sausages. And nitrite is already what we call a carcinogenic thing. Carcinogenic just means it is cancer causing. And then of course, we've got fertilizers, pesticide, refined grains, and all this contains some form of toxins that are left in our body. Then also from the water we drink has got some heavy metals. The soft drinks we drink, alcohol. And I don't know if a number of us on the call will remember before we could be able to afford bottled water. Most of us actually used to boil water. And if you looked at it, if you were keen to look at it, if the sulfuria you were using, especially aluminum, would actually change color. And by the time it boils, and that change of color was not change of color, it's actually a bit of the aluminum chipping off, and it does actually eventually settle in the brain and gives us some of the issues we get, like dementia and some of the brain issues that we do get. And then we've got also the air we inhale. In the developed world, amazingly, is that they are able to control it because they are very keen on the cars. They maintain the cars that emit smoke, and they try not to have them on the road. But in this part of Africa, you find that you walk around and there's all sorts of things in the air. And you see, they're not going to stop inhaling just because there's something in the air. You'll actually continue. But we are saying at least there's something you can do. And us also stay in some industrial areas. I remember one time I did stay in around South Sea. And I remember that area, if you just looked up into the cloud, especially in the evening, you're going to see like a covering under the clouds. And that's not a covering, it's actually the chemicals that come from the industrial area that is around that area. Then lack of proper elimination. What is amazing is that when you don't eat well, you actually run to the doctor and say, you know what, doctor, I don't have an appetite. But the majority of us will not be bothered if we don't eliminate well. Elimination is as important as the way you don't have an appetite. You should be very worried if you're not eliminating well, because those toxins or the waste, where is it going? It means it's getting stored in some part of the body, and it actually give you some damage at the end of the day. Now, the challenges that we have when we accumulation is that those toxins disturb the normal metabolic function. Metabolism is just the rate at which food burns to give you energy. So those activities of the function of food burning to give you energy gets disrupted and could lead to things like asthma, chronic fatigue. And for me, I can relate very well with chronic fatigue. I think one of the challenges I had in the bank is that I'll get so tired and I couldn't get any other symptom, especially just fatigue. And it's the kind of fatigue that you get whether you sleep for 2-3 hours, sleep 2-3 days, you're still very tired. Another challenge of toxins is infertility. And I think in Kenya, this is a real issue. Now we are dealing with a lot of infertility cases. People are taking long to get pregnant, or they're not getting pregnant at all. Inflammatory diseases, inflammatory things like asthma, cancers, and neurological disorders, obesity, being too big for your weight, for your height, and then cancer and cardiovascular diseases, allergies. And those are some of the things we are getting. Even skin problems, they can actually be traced down to actually being toxic related. And also this can lead to gain weight. Some people have got a lot of weight, not because that's their problem, but because they've got a lot of toxins in their system. Now, who should detoxify, or when should you detoxify? First of all, when you detox, it gives you a sense of inner peace and gives you calmness. And it's recommended that you detoxify at least once a year for 30 days if you're 18 and above. But if you're in an industrial area, you can actually detoxify twice a year. But also, if you're very, very keen with your health, you could actually do it quarterly. So it will depend on where you are and the kind of health you want to achieve. But for very good health, for the very basic, at least once a year. Now, a person who should detoxify, usually we say somebody starting on health supplements and like supplements for the first time. But I would recommend that first of all, you take the basic nutrition. And I believe that Fred and the team were able to take us through basic nutrition last week of Pro Vitality and Your Life Shake. So before you do the detox, it would actually be recommended that first of all, do the Pro Vitality and New Life Shake for about 2-3 months. Because some people who go on a detox immediately, they can get a reaction, not because of the products, because their system is not just used to good nutrition. So it is good to up the system to be on a base that is good, then you can do a detox. And then the other one that you do a detox is if you want to shed or reduce weight. When you do a detox, you can actually lose up to 4 kilos. Can you imagine you actually carry 4 kilos of waste that you don't need, that you've collected through the year? And I know sometimes you're not able to relate very well with 4 kilos. And I just want you to imagine if you could go and get something that's actually 4 kilos and put it on your laps. And imagine when you go up the stairs, you're going to be carrying it. When you sit down, you're going to be carrying it. Whatever you do, you're going to be carrying it. So imagine you can have up to 4 kilos just of dirt in your system. So when you want to reduce weight, it is good to do a detox, because sometimes the weight program doesn't work well because there are certain chemicals in your system that do not allow the products to work well. And then, of course, there's somebody who has been on medication for a very, very long time. The people have been sickly and they've taken medication. You hear somebody have taken this medicine for the last 10 years, 15 years. And so those kind of people then do get a detox. Then people with skin challenges, especially people with eczema, sometimes eczema, or you find people with a lot of skin challenges, then those people would actually then need to do a detox, because skin is skin deep. Skin is both what you eat and also what you apply on the skin, because some people, the challenge is that if they get a skin issue, the first thing they think about is a cream to use, and that's not the right way, because the skin is just an indicator that something is actually wrong on the inside, and so you need to address the skin from the inside. So if you've got skin issues, then you actually do need to do a detox and be able to address that from the inside. We are also saying people who work in industrial areas, they deal with chemicals, people who do construction work, they've got all this cement that they're inhaling. People who work on the road, they've got all the chemicals. So people who work in industrial areas, those are the people I'm saying, at least you need to do it at a minimum of twice a week, because it means you are actually more exposed to toxins more than any other person. And I don't know if anybody on the call would remember that when people would do road construction, they'll be given a packet of milk, those ones who used to do the roads, doing the maram and the heat. And the milk was actually to try and detox their system. So people work in industrial areas or in construction industries, they are exposed to a lot of other things. Now, there are different parts of the body that need detoxification, and the skin is actually the largest organ for detox. And that's why you should be very concerned when your skin doesn't work well. But the skin gets supported by the kidney and the liver. And so when the skin doesn't work well, you'll actually overwork the kidney and the liver, and you're actually going to get challenges. But there are different body organs that need detoxification in the body, and I'll actually go through the body organs and which product does work for that particular system. And then after that, I'll be able to wrap up and summarize the whole program. Now, first of all, we support the transport system, blood of the circulatory system. Circulatory is just the circulation of nutrients and blood in the system. And the circulation actually supports the kidney and the liver. And for the kidney and the liver, when it comes to the transport system or blood circulatory system, we do use a product that is called Betagard. Betagard, a very amazing product. It is an antidote to chemo. An antidote just means it is able to reverse chemotherapy effects. Of course, we are not saying we are doctors, but we have said that disease and nutrition are relatives. What you eat or fail to eat can determine what you're going to suffer from. So Betagard are very amazing products. That was actually the first product that Dr. Arthur first produced after he invented oral chemotherapy, and he realized that when somebody has gone through a chemo, they actually die faster than somebody who's not gone through it. And he was actually able to see, because chemo is actually a metal treatment, it's actually putting poisons in your body. And that's why when people go through chemotherapy, they lose their hair, their skin color changes, they throw up, their immune system is interfered with, they have got low blood levels. And so all those changes that take place is because chemo is a metals treatment. So this particular product is actually the key product in detoxing, and it detoxifies everywhere where blood goes, which is actually your whole system. So Betagard, a very key product. So it's an antidote to chemo. So if somebody has gone through chemotherapy, 72 hours after chemo, they could actually take Betagard, and it is able to remove those after effects of the chemo. If you do it before 72 hours, it is not going to be good, because it will actually detox and remove even the chemo that was supposed to have helped you to some extent. So 72 hours after the chemotherapy. Then we've got another system we call the lymphatic system, or the fluid system. So we've got blood and we've got something we call fluid. So the lymphatic system is the one that when you get hurt on the toe, there's a tonsil that swells up on your hip, on your joint, and you find there's like the tonsils. That is a sign that there's something happening. They're trying to fight back an infection. And so we call that the lymphatic system. So that particular system does need its own product, and that product, we call it multimineral plus alfalfa. And multimineral has got what we call macro and there's macro and micro minerals. That means there are minerals that are needed in big percentages and also that are needed in small percentages. For example, it's got minerals that are needed in such small percentages, we usually call them trace minerals. Trace minerals are minerals needed by your body in very small percentages, but if you don't have them, you come up with a big problem. For example, something like iron, if you don't have enough iron, you're anemic, and you also get very brittle nails and you get very easily irritable, and there isn't enough blood to circulate in your system, and it could actually end up giving you a heart issue. If you don't have something like iodine, you've got a thyroid problem. And so those small minerals called trace minerals are very important. Things like chromium, selenium, those are very key minerals that are found in our multimineral plus alfalfa. And then we've got what we call the digestive system that supports natural elimination. And remember I said that if you're not eliminating, you're already having a big problem, because it means that waste is settling in somewhere. So the product that we give for helping us to eliminate well is called stage 6. And that particular product actually derives its name from the fact that you've got 6 stages of digestion. And I think I'll just run through them. We'll take you back to school. Some of us went to school, and I think we just did those topics for the sake of passing exams. So there is diet, what you eat when you put into your mouth. Then it goes into digestion. Then after it goes into digestion, it goes into circulation. After circulation, it goes into absorption. After absorption, it goes into assimilation. And after assimilation, it goes into elimination. So this particular product, stage 6, is actually the last stage of digestion, which has to do with elimination. And you need to make sure that when you go on the detox, you need to make sure that your system is already eliminating well, because otherwise you're just going to collect toxins that again go round and round. So that particular product, very important. And the beauty is that it's a herbal product, so it doesn't have the effects of giving you cramps and a lot of pain. Because some programs that people use to do detox, they can go to the loo through and through, and they're not just having peace of mind. So our product, a completely herbal product that is good for you, that will help with your elimination. And then, of course, we've got something to clean the colon. The colon is the large intestine. The aim of the large intestine, that is where actually waste is stored. And usually the large intestine needs fiber, and fiber helps to escort the waste out of your system. And that also helps to regulate your motion. Because sometimes when you go on a detox, you can get very hard stool or very soft stool. So the aim of fiber tablets is actually to regulate your motion. And apart from that, to clean the colon. Now, the colon needs to have some mucus on its lining. And that mucus is to help to escort dirt out of your system easily. To the extent that if you don't have this mucus lining, if food keeps on touching the part of your colon, the walls, you end up getting colon cancer. So apart from regulating the motion, this particular product helps your system to prevent from getting colon cancer, because colon cancer is associated with lack of fiber. And because we are eating a lot of refined foods, our food is white bread, white chapati, white ugali, refined foods, soft drinks, fast foods. So that kind of food is not having enough fiber. And as a result, most of us do not have a proper lining when it comes to the colon. And then finally, with something that helps with bacteria, the small intestines. The small intestines is where bacteria are found, and you've got good bacteria and you've got bad bacteria. And how we know that you've got good or bad is that if you crave for sweet things, if you're always craving for sweet things, it means the population of the bad bacteria is more than the one that is the good bacteria. So your system needs good, both and bad. It's got good and bad. And so we want to get it to the right and the proper environment for digestion, and especially to get rid of bad bacteria. And so garlic allium gets up there. So those are the 5 products you need to be able to do just a detox. And if you use the 5, it will be good. But I'll also go to the very basics that you can use and also how. Now, we've got different available products and available programs in your life. We've got what we call a 3-day detox program that is, you can use either 5 products that I've named or the 3 basic, which I'll go through. Or you can do what we call a 3-day detox. 3-day goes maybe every 3 months. The 3-day is pretty new, especially in Africa, but in some parts of the world, it has been going on. And because we don't have the 3-day detox program in Eastern Central Africa, I'll not major on it so much, but I'm going to touch on it, but just know that it is available. Or you can also do what we call a half detox. I know most of us are not aware of a half detox, and I'll talk to you about a half detox. There's a detox that we do call a half detox. Now, what are the benefits of a detox? First of all, it improves your digestion system, especially when it comes to retention of fluids. There are people who are always getting bloatness and discomfort. They're just having this feeling that they're always full and fluids don't just seem to be anywhere. So we call that a lot of fluid retention, and improved intestinal health and well-being. In fact, you should be so concerned when your digestive system does not work well, because they've said the digestive system is actually the second brain. So some of us who are getting issues with the head and headaches and things happening in the head, or your emotional well-being, it's actually tied to your digestive system. So a very, very important system to make sure that it is working. And then also it helps you to reduce craving. There's some people who crave for certain foods. It could be that you need a detox. And then of course it helps you to manage your weight as far as body weight is concerned. Then also the benefits of cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular is just your heart system, how the heart and how the heart functions. Things like lowering blood pressure, reducing body fat. You know, when some people hear people have cholesterol, in their minds, they're thinking it's people are fat. Cholesterol is the fat that is found in your veins. You could be as thin as nothing, but you've got a lot of fat deposits because of the food that we are eating. And then improved liver organ functioning, and then reduces inflammation. Inflammation is things like arthritis, things that cause swelling in our body, fibroids, growths, all that has to do with inflammation. And then the other thing is skin and anti-aging. It helps to clear the skin, and has to remove what we call black spots or acne. Some people with acne, if they do a detox, actually it will do you good. Now, it also helps to increase vitality and energy. Sometimes if you feel you're so tired, just look back and see when is the last time you actually did a full detox for yourself. And then there's increased feelings of vitality, good energy levels, feeling good about yourself. And then there's also flexibility. Some of us are not easily flexible. And then it also helps to assist in relieving of just mild migraine and migraine relief. Then there is also balance in your hormones. And hormones are very, very key. They help to maintain what we call a healthy libido and improve fertility. Less PMS. PMS is premenstrual syndrome. There are some of us ladies just before our cycle, we are so irritable, we are so moody, we've got the cramps. We've got sensitivity in the breast, we've got bloating, we don't feel good, we are a little bit depressed. And also, it also helps to reduce the symptoms that are found in early menopause. And then, so it actually helps with the hormonal symptoms and how the body system works. And hormones are very key for you, because how you feel is actually dependent on your hormones. So very, very key for us. Then, of course, immunity. Some of us, our immunity system is interfered with because of all the ways that is the system, the body is not working well. So reduce hypersensitivity or reactions. And then we talked about inflammation and its ailments, and then better balanced nutrition. You may find that actually you get better absorption of food, that the food becomes more useful in your system as you go along. Then there's improved the state of mind. You think better, you've got clearer thinking patterns, you sleep better. There are some people who don't get to deep sleep. There are people who say, in Kiswahili, we talk about in Natafuta Usingizi, they can go to bed and toss. They just don't seem to be getting their sleep in time. And so sleeping for them is a challenge. And then mental clarity. Sometimes your brain also gets clogged. You're not able to recall things and you just have a problem with your memory. Then probably if you do a detox, that would actually greatly help. Now, I'm going to go through the product and then I'm going to give the benefit. And at the end of it, I'm going to summarize to just tell you how you use this particular product. I'm going to do it, but it's not in the order in which you should use the product. But I just want to do a run. And then at the end of it, I think I can be able to sum up and just tell you how each of them is working on. So we're going to start with fiber tablets. And fiber tablets, the greatest thing they do is that they help with intestinal function. And like we said, fiber is very key. And for us, we've got two types of fiber. We've got soluble and insoluble. Soluble fiber is found in soft things, soft fruits. Insoluble is found in hard things like nuts, They give you what we call the insoluble fiber. And you actually do need the two. You need the soluble and the insoluble fiber. Now, the thing about fiber that's very amazing is that it gives a stomach lining. It gives a lining to your intestine. And as a result of that, helps you with motion. You're able to go for your long haul with ease. And also at the same time, protect you from getting colon cancer. And for those of us who would want to lose weight, it also helps to regulate how much you can feed on. Because most people, we eat until we are full, not until we are satisfied. And I know those two words, you might be thinking, what's the difference between full and being satisfied? Eating until you're satisfied is just enough. Full is eating until there's no more space in your stomach. Most of us with our training, we eat until we are full, until there's no more space. And that can also give you issues with weight. So fiber tablets When you take them, they occupy a certain portion of your stomach, and they occupy up to about half of your stomach. And so you find you get full, very little portions of food. So usually we recommend you take 4 tablets of fiber half an hour before one of your meals. And when you do that, this fiber actually a tablet spreads to about, expands to about 50 times its size. If those of us who are distributors, you could just do an experiment for yourself. You could actually take some fiber tablets and fill a glass halfway, and you're going to be surprised after half an hour, that whole glass at the bottom will be filled up because fiber will have taken up space. And that is how come it helps with weight management and also ensures that you will not get colon cancer, because then it gives you the fiber that is needed for the stomach, for the colon lining. And then of course, I've talked about the sense of fullness. Then it can also be able to be helpful in weight management. And then also, of course, we usually say 4 tablets and half an hour before. We want to take half an hour before your meal because it will also control the sugar level. This is also another thing, that a lot of sugar is going to affect you. So one of the benefits of fiber tablets is that it behaves like a sponge. If your body's got too much sugar, it gets rid of it. It's got too little, it maintains it. So the other thing is that it controls the sugar level in your system. So a very, very important product for people who are diabetic because they're not able to control their sugar level. That's how we take it. Then we go to BetaGuard, and I said BetaGuard is a super product. And those are some of the things that BetaGuard does. It helps your body to detoxify naturally. It helps against free radicals. Our free radicals is like when we cut a banana or an avocado and you leave it exposed to the air, you find that it starts turning black. And that kind of an effect happens in our bodies. When we eat food, as we breathe in oxygen that should burn down that food to give us energy, we get things that we call free radicals in our body or oxidants. So BetaGuard, one of the products that has got what we call antioxidants. And so there are a number of things that are found in BetaGuard. And then it's also got vitamin B that helps to assist with environmental pollutants. And apart from that, it's got zinc, it's actually got carotenoids, it's got vitamin E. And so if somebody was never, ever able to afford any of our products in the Neolife company, this is the best product you can give them that has got a combination of a bit of everything. The other thing is that it helps with GTF. GTF is known as glucose tolerance factor. People who are diabetic especially do not have this GTF. Their level of tolerating glucose is not good. So when this product is combined with omega-3 and zinc, it helps the body to get what we call glucose tolerance factor, GTF. And then the problem in it, people who are diabetic tend to get a burning effect in their system. And that kind of burning, the BetaGuard also controls. And we did say that BetaGuard is an antioxidant. And the biggest thing is that it's an antidote to chemo. So that is one of the key products that just for basic health. So if you're those people with allergies, those people with a lot of issues in your system, even if you are just to take BetaGuard, it will do you a lot of good. Then we've got multi-mineral plus alfalfa. So we have a multivitamin, and this is now a multi-mineral. It's got all the minerals that your body needs to be able to function well. We said the biggest thing it does is to support and give you key minerals that are needed in your system. And also because when you do a detox, the BetaGuard actually almost gets rid of everything, including some very good minerals that you need. And so as a result of that, you need to replace what has gone out by taking a multi-mineral. So it puts back key minerals that are needed in your body. And then also it's a broad spectrum of macro minerals and micro. Those are the key minerals that are needed, plus the very small ones that we call the trace minerals. So this is a very good product for people who need iodine, people who need a bit of iron, zinc. So it's actually a multi-mineral, it's got calcium. So it's got each of the minerals in one pack. And then it's also from a plant known as the alfalfa plant. And then it is custom made, of course, we said with trace minerals. So this is the one that I said is used to clean your lymphatic system. That helps if you get hurt, especially the toe, you realize there's a swelling that comes up. And that swelling is to tell you that it is trying to fight an infection in your system. So usually we take 1 tablet a day, but when we are doing detox, we take it a little bit different, and I'll be able to go through that. Now, we've got our garlic allium, and garlic is very amazing. One of the things that was found about garlic is that it's a natural antibiotic. And why I'm talking about a natural antibiotic is because when people are given antibiotics, immediately you finish your antibiotics, your immune system is already down. And usually with an antibiotic, they can give it maybe maximum of 7 days. And they say after 7 days, you must stop it because you cannot keep taking it continuously. But our garlic allium, or garlic itself, is a natural antibiotic. And the communities which use garlic, there are actually some diseases they never get because of the protection that garlic has. Now, our garlic is very different from the other garlics you might find. And I just want to go through why would you take a new like garlic? First of all, our garlic is just not the garlic itself. It's got garlic, onion, and chives. That's family of the onion family. It's not just more than an onion. So it's got onion, chives, and it's got onion and chives and the garlic itself. So it's got like 3 elements. And then this garlic, it's got a coating, and it only breaks when it gets inside your stomach. So all the way from the moment you swallow it up to gets where the acid is in the intestines. That's where it starts working, and that's very key. The other thing to note about garlic, many people are not comfortable because of the odor. You know, some people call it the smell, but the smell is talking about a bad thing. Something that's got a bad odor is what we call it smelling, but it's called an odor. So some people don't like the odor, and you might go to the shops and they tell you we've got an odorless garlic. Let me tell you, the moment garlic is odorless, it is of no use to you. The power of garlic is in its odor, and that odor is what makes it. So if you're going to the shops and buying what you call an odorless garlic, you're actually doing a disservice to yourself. You don't understand. So you need a garlic that's got all that odor because the power of it is in the odor. And the great thing about our garlic, like I said, it's a target-based, so it goes and only works in your intestines, and so it does not leave you with a bad breath. You know, when you take a oral garlic, everybody knows you have taken garlic because it leaves a breath in your system. So garlic, very, very key. And the other thing, apart from just the garlic helping you with the digestive system by putting in the right bacteria, it helps to stimulate the immune system. We said a natural antibiotic, so it fights infections. And also our garlic helps to lower blood pressure. It's very good for women with candida. Actually, many women with candida, the issue is not even that you've got a problem. It has to do with your digestive system. Most of the time when you get candida issues, it's because you've got the wrong bacteria in your intestinal system. And so apart from just applying the creams, you actually need to address your digestive system by taking garlic so that you put the right bacteria into your system. So it controls and stimulates the immune system, helps to fight infections, a natural antibiotic, very good for controlling blood pressure, and excellent for candida. And that I must repeat, because candida is an issue that women have from month to month. And the challenge is that you've got the wrong bacteria in your system. Let me go to stage 6. And I did say at the beginning that stage 6, the name comes from, it deals with the final stage of elimination, because there's no need of collecting all the toxins and they can't get out of your system. It's like sweeping the house and leaving all the dirt at the door. So it's got a natural herbal formula. And because it's got a natural herbal formula, that's why you don't get the pain and the cramps and the diarrhea when you use it. And it is just formulated in such a way that you don't go through a lot of issues when you're doing detox. And then it's a natural bowel function. You should at least be able to go at least on a minimum, at least once a day. Because if you're eating every day, food burns to give you energy. If you're not going for a long call at least once a day, you're in a lot of trouble. And that means that also those people who don't go for a long call at least once a day, they've got a problem. They can end up with what we call hemorrhoids or piles. Hemorrhoids or piles are small outbursts that happen at your anus, and you just feel a lot of discomfort. Sometimes people bleed, sometimes people have to go for operation. And when the piles or hemorrhoids form, it's such a discomfort because first of all, you feel you don't want to go for a long call because of the pain that you feel, that you go through. And then second, you're always feeling like there's something you need to eliminate, and actually there's nothing. It is just the nerve that has extended out of the anus or out of its position. And so you need to have a proper bowel function so that you don't get things like piles or hemorrhoids. And then of course it works without cramping or bleeding, like we talked about. It's not like a normal thing that helps with digestion. Many people get things that help, but they're very, very crampy and with a lot of pain. And then it encourages, it doesn't have acid, not so much acid, and it also cleanses. So usually we take between 1 to 4 tablets, and I explain why we take 1 to 4, because our systems are different. Different systems need different quantities. There are some people even with 2 tablets, they are able to eliminate. Some people need 3 tablets, some need up to a maximum of 4 tablets to be able to eliminate. Now, on that particular container of stage 6, it is marked very clearly, do not take for more than 7 days unless instructed by a doctor. That is when you're dealing with constipation. So if you've got constipation or food poisoning, this is a great product to have. In fact, whenever I travel, that's one of the products I must carry, because you don't know at what point you may get a stomach issue or a food poisoning. And so depending on the system that you have, you can take a maximum of up to 4 tablets to help you with elimination. And then usually you take it with a lot of water. It needs a lot of water to be able to work. It's when you go on a detox, you actually need to take with a lot of water. Oh, that was me just when I had done the the weight, I reduced some weight, although that's not my most recent picture. But I now just want to go back and just say that, how do you take these products? And then I think I will wind up on that, just to make you feel comfortable. Now, this is how you take your detox. Day one, a good detox like what we have in East and Central Africa, as we prefer the 5 products, that is Beta Gut, Stage 6, Multi-Mineral, Garlic, and Fiber Tablets. So those 5 are the key: Beta Gut, Stage 6, Multi-Mineral, Fiber Tablets, and Garlic. That will be your ideal situation. But if you cannot afford that, then you can do at least the basic 3 of Beta Gut, Multi-Mineral, and Stage 6. And if the worst comes to the worst, you can do what we call a half detox. In a half detox, I think that's where I'm going to start. Half detox, you need to take garlic, 6 of them for 10 days. So 6 garlic, so the packet of 60, you take 6 a day for 10 days. Then you take a break of two weeks. Then you take another pack of 6 a day for 10 days. So we call that a half detox. So half detox, a whole pack of garlic, 6 for 10 days. Then you break for 2 weeks, then take another 6 for 10 days, and you've done that a half detox. Now, otherwise, alternatively, they need to go on all the 5 products, and this is how it is done. On the first 3 days, you only deal with Stage 6. Somebody asking, are these products available in Kenya? Yes, they are available in Kenya. You just need to talk to the person who invited you, and they'll be able to tell you where to get them. They're not available in retail stores because of the nature of how our business works, because we feel that somebody who has used the products is a better advertiser than putting it on a billboard for everybody to just look at it. So one of the things is that we do use the products ourselves, and so it goes by word of mouth. So if you're on the call and you're a guest, you'll kindly talk to the person who invited you on the call, and they'll be able to advise you on how you can get the products and how you can be able to also get them directly or from them. So the first 3 days, you only take Stage 6. Why? You need to make sure that your elimination system is good, because there is nothing as bad as all the toxins getting collected and they can't get eliminated. So the first 3 days, you only deal with Stage 6, and this is how it works. On day 1, you take 2 Stage 6 at bedtime, and then you take a lot of water in the morning. If your system works with 2 tablets, the moment you take your water in the morning, you should be able to go for a long call. That is day 1. But day 1, after you take your 2 tablets at bedtime and add a glass of water in the morning, and you're not able to go for a long call immediately, it means your system does not work with 2. So the following day 2 in the evening, you're going to up the dosage to 3. So you go to 3 at bedtime, and early in the morning, take a glass of water. If you do go for a long call, it means your system works with 3. If it does not work with 3, you go to the maximum of 4 tablets at bedtime with a glass of water, and early morning, a glass of water. So if you go with 2, 3, or 4, the point at which your system eliminates early in the morning after a glass of water, that is the one you settle on, and you go on for the next 30 days. So Stage 6 is only done 30 days when you're in a detox, but on ordinary days, if you're just using it to clear your system, constipation, you've got an issue with your stomach, a maximum of 7 days. So the first 3 days are just to help you know, is my system of 1, does my system work with 2, 3, or 4? So whichever your system will work with, that is what you're going to take for the remainder of all the time you're on the program. So it is taken at bedtime with lots of water, and the first thing when you wake up in the morning, you start with a glass of water. So the first 3 days, only Stage 6. After those 3 days, you're going to introduce these 3 products. You're going to introduce Beta Gut, and you're going to introduce Multi-Mineral. Beta Gut and Multi-Mineral and Fiber Tablets. Now, for the Fiber Tablets, it's best taken half an hour before one of your main meals. And usually it is best before supper, at least a minimum of half an hour. You can even take it an hour before, but minimum is half an hour because it tends to swell and occupy a certain percentage of your system to be able to work well. So from day 4, you're going to start introducing the following. You're going to take Beta Gut and Multi-Mineral and Fiber. So you're going to take 2 Beta Gut 2 times 3, meaning after your breakfast, after your lunch, after your supper. Multi-Mineral, the same 2 times 3, 2 Multi-Mineral after breakfast, 2 after lunch, 2 after supper. And remember, we said you do need the fiber. The fiber you're going to take half an hour before your main meal, which should be your supper. That's from day 3. And then you're going to continue with those products in that order, those 4 up to 30 days. Garlic is taken after the 30 days are over, because apparently though the detox program works on your whole system, it does not touch on the small intestines. So on the small intestines, we do take the garlic after the 30 days. And usually how you do your garlic, you do 3 times 3 times 3, meaning it's almost 9 a day for 6 days. 3 after breakfast, 3 after lunch, 3 after supper. So that is how you take it. I can see people asking for how to take it. I think I'll do some notes and pass it on to the leaders who are on the call. So I'll kindly ask you to talk to your leader or the person who invited you, and they'll be able to give you the program. So that is how the detox works. If you cannot afford all the 5 products, then I'll at least suggest you do the 3, the Better Gut, stage 6, and multimineral, and you still follow that order of starting with stage 6 for 3 days, then introduce Better Gut and multimineral. A few key things to note. When you do start introducing especially Better Gut, by day 2 or 3, you could actually start getting a headache. And the headache could be 2 things. It's detoxifying the brain area, or you're not taking adequate water. The first thing to do immediately you realize you're getting a headache after introducing Better Gut is to start taking in a lot of water. But 2 or 3 days after adding the water and it's not going down, it means your system cannot work with 3. With the 2 times 3 Better Gut, you are going to lower your dosage to 1 times 3 Better Gut instead of the 2 times 3. Because systems, like I said, are different. After doing the detox for 30 days, there are a few things that will happen to you. Number 1, you're going to realize your skin color changes. Some people, they get dark skin as toxins accumulate in their system. So should you do the detox and realize that your skin color is different after the 30 days, just know you're on track and it's okay, that probably the darkness of your skin was actually because of toxins in your system. You could lose up to 4 kilos. Imagine you carry 4 kilos of dirt in a year. That's how much accumulation of dirt you take. And so if you find that you lose weight when you go on a detox, you're fine because you shed off all the toxins. The other thing is that you'll have an excellent illumination. There are people who don't know whether they'll go for a long call in the morning, lunchtime, evening. They just do guesswork. They really don't know. The detox, especially when you use stage 6, resets your system and almost puts a timer in your system. And you can tell for sure that at this particular time, I'll actually be able to go for a long call. And it will not even be as long as the name suggests, a long call. You know, for a long time, I used to wonder why they put newspapers and magazines in the toilet. And I did realize for some people, it's actually a long, long call. So they need to be reading something. And so when you use stage 6, you can actually go for your call very, very easily. The other thing you're going to realize is that your white eye area gets very white. Sometimes that darkness in the white eye area is to signify the amount of toxins in your system. So you might realize your white eye area gets very, very clear. The other thing, you get very clear clarity. Your mental function is excellent and your moods. And you can be able to recall well and you can be able to feel good. And you might just feel a little bit lighter. That just means the detox has worked. Now, there are 3 people who should never do the detox. Number 1 is any child below 18. They are not valid to do a detox. If anybody is under 18, unless under a doctor's instructions, please do not do a detox. The second category of people who should not do detox is women who are pregnant, especially stage 6. If a lady who is pregnant, no matter how bad you feel as a pregnant person, please do not take our stage 6. It behaves like enema. And those for us who have given birth, you know that enema induces labor. So if you're pregnant and you take stage 6, you're going to get premature labor, and that might end up in a miscarriage. So if you're pregnant, please do not take stage 6. The other category is very old people, because their energy level is very low. You need to be able to be healthy to a certain extent to be able to do the detox. And that's why I suggest that if you have never done a detox, if you've never used quality products like the Neolife products, then you at least need to start with Neolife Shake and Pro Vitality. And then after 2 months, you can go on to the detox. And then people who are extremely, extremely sick, please do not put them on the detox, because it needs a certain level of strength and energy to be able to do it. I'm going to suggest, I can see questions on the chat, and I do not think I'll be able to answer them with the time that we have. I'll kindly suggest that those questions that you have, kindly pass them to the person who invited you or to your leaders, and we will be able to answer them. Finally, as I conclude, I just want to tell you a few things about the Neolife products. That first of all, Neolife offers us an opportunity to be able to work from home with who you want, when you want, and from anywhere. In the last 1 week, I've actually been in Uganda and I've done a lot of work. Though I didn't initially go for Neolife, I went for a mission from the church. but I had a great time, and I was still able to do business even from Uganda where I was. So I want to say it gives you an opportunity to work from home and to choose the people to work with. And actually you can determine how much you want to earn. In this day and era, we are no longer now saying that health is an option. Actually, health is your greatest wealth. Because if you're not healthy, you're badly off. In fact, somebody says that Kenyans are one disease away from poverty. And we all know that most of us accumulate things and invest in things that are not very useful to us. At the end of it, we have to get rid of all of them to get our health. As you're saying, get your health first, and then we're going to teach you how to get the money. And when you get health first and get wealth, you can actually keep the two. But if you get wealth first, you're going to use it to get your health, and you're going to lose it. So that's the opportunity that New Life offers you. The other thing is that you can be able to earn as much money as you want. You can earn foreign currency, you can travel, and you can touch people's lives. And there's one thing I want to leave you with. If you do things for yourself, they die with you. Anything you do for yourself will die with you. But things you do for others will live for life. So you choose, do you want whatever you do to be for life, or do you want it to die with you? Most of us are busy, we are selfish, and you cannot have this kind of information and keep it to yourself. Many people need health. And you know, Africa, I say, is the place where we should never get sick because we've got all the foods that we need to keep healthy. Some of the things I want to say about the Neo Life products, especially because people say, so why should I take your fiber? Why should I take your laxative? Why should I do your detox compared to other companies? Number one, our products are highly researched and they are whole food. Whole food just means that our products work exactly how food work. I think I took you through the 6 stages of digestion. So if you take a supplement and it cannot go through the 6 stages, it's as good as throwing your money down a pit. It has not helped you at all. Number two, our products being natural without any GMO, it means they help to keep disease away. In fact, I tell people, Neo Life products will add life to your years and years to your life. You're going to live a longer, healthier life with vitality. And I don't think you want to live a long life with all the aches and pains. The other thing about our products, there's something called bioavailability. What percentage of this product gets to work in your system? Because I want to give you an example, like when we had COVID, they were saying for vitamin C, you need up to 1,000 milligrams. And yet our vitamin C is written, it's got 500 milligrams. Why? Because the percentage of it that gets to work in your system is very high, and we call that bioavailability. What percentage of it gets to work in your system? The other thing about our products, some products have got something we call chelation that helps in its absorption. Things like iron, zinc, and calcium are not easily absorbed by our bodies. So our iron, zinc, and calcium have got chelation. They've added some amino acids to help it absorb quickly and faster in your system. So when you take something like our calcium, you can tell the difference between our calcium and any other calcium that is in the shop. And then finally, we've also got something called time release or sustained release. There are some products which, like vitamin B and C, are water soluble. So vitamins are either water or oil soluble. Oil soluble just means they maintain in your system, they can be stored in your system. But water soluble means they wash away. So like something like vitamin B and C are water soluble, which means if you take a vitamin C now and go for a short call, it's all gone. But with sustained release or time release, those two products in hours, they take up to 6 hours in your system, which means they can work better. So we've got complete nutrition. And I want to challenge you today. And I know many people say that our products are expensive. Expensive compared to what? We buy cell phones worth 20, 30,000. We buy houses worth millions. We buy cars worth millions. Imagine you're ready to put 2 or 3 million shillings in a house, which is stone and brick. And the body that is helping you do all this, you're not ready to take care of it. I want to ask you a question. Between your health, between the food you eat and the rent you pay or the mortgage, which one has more money? Which takes more money? Some people, we drive cars and we're using as much as 20,000 in a month to just have something that takes you around that if it is broken, it can be repaired. This body has no spare parts. So please take care of it. Take care of this body because you can only go as far as your health is concerned. And as I finish, I just want to give you a little bit of my story of why these products mean everything to me and why I've been in your life for the last 26 years. And I've worked from home for those 26 years. And so I'm a proud mother of my two kids, who's one 31 and the other one 21. I don't have my second born. I got an unfortunate incident after joining the business. 6 months after we joined, we lost our second child in a tragic car accident. And that is when, for me, this business started. because I found her resigned from the bank. I've lost a baby and I don't know what to do now. She died at 1.5 years. And these products sorted me out. These products helped me not to go into a depression, because the death of a child is not the birth of a child. You cannot plan for it. And so just because of that, I will never, ever use any other products in my life. It's Neo Life for life. And so I want to welcome you to the greatest opportunity on earth. And I want to tell you, you're in a good space. We started right at the beginning of the year. And that if you team up with us, you're going to have very, very good health. I'm now 55. I wake up as early as 4. I sleep at 11. I don't feel the symptoms. I'm still waiting for those challenges. People say at 50, you feel and whatever. And for the ladies on the call, I still have my cycle. I can actually still get pregnant. I've got a regular cycle, menstrual cycle. And for the doctors, I'm always asking, so when is this thing ending? So I want to say that when you take care of yourself, take care of the body, and the body will take care of you when you're a lot older. I think I want to stop there in the interest of time and say that if you're a guest, this is a great opportunity. Talk to the person who invited you. If you've got questions, also talk to the person who invited you, and they are able to get us. So a happy new year. Have a great year, 2023. And I can tell you we are onto a good course, and God bless you. And I hope one of these days, now that we've started face-to-face meetings, we'll be able to connect. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And I do appreciate the very great comments. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you.